guest today. So, Bridie, have yourself an absolutely super day. I mentioned I was in Ballina last night, and I noticed some of the politicians have actually already erected their posters. Now, the Dáil is going to be dissolved tomorrow. That's the best kept secret in the whole world. And the general election date will be known to us tomorrow at some stage when Taoiseach Enda Kenny decides to announce that the general election will take place on whenever. Everybody says it's going to be either Thursday or Friday, the 25th or 26th of February, depending on what day he wishes to go for. Although there's still a little bit of speculation that he might confound everybody and go for the following week, but we'll only have to wait and see. But in the run-up to the general election, we all know it's happening. Politicians are putting up their posters. And a lot of people like posters, some don't, but the issue of where you put them is definitely one that is engaging the minds of my first guest, and indeed many other people involved in tidy town committees right across the west of Ireland. And I'm joined by Imelda Kelly. Imelda is chairperson of the Swinford Tidy Towns committee. And the reason Imelda joins me, and thank you first of all, Imelda, for getting in touch. Good morning. Hi.
You're very welcome.
I was mentioning this because I saw it in the Mayo Advertiser on Friday, and I said fair play to the Swinford Tidy Towns Committee for deciding or asking or requesting that no posters be put within the environs of the town itself. Is that what you're asking politicians to do?
Yes, that's what we're asking them to do.
Did you ask it the last time?
We did. We asked at the local and European elections.
Was it adhered to?
Pretty much so. Pretty much so.
That's a no.
Well, there was one that was erected in a private property, and there was nothing we could do about that.
Is it because you believe they're unsightly, Imelda?
They are, and the problem is when they're taken down, they don't take down the cable ties, and they're more unsightly than the posters.
But what if they promised to do it and said, look, Imelda, we're really sorry, but we've started a clean slate, and I promise this time we'll take them down?
Well, you see, we're following the example of Westport. Westport haven't allowed them to put posters up within the town environs for years. There hasn't been election posters in Westport.
So if Westport can do it, why not Swinford?
Exactly.
And every other town, for that matter.
And a lot of other towns are now following suit as well, because if you look at the Tidy Towns website, you'll see a lot of towns are requesting that election posters are not put up within their environs.
And apart from the actual physical look of a poster, I mean, some posters can actually look quite attractive. Is there a health and safety issue?
I suppose there is. Some are put up very high on the posters. Some are put down quite low, and then someone pulls them down and they're defaced, and, you know...
Yeah, graffiti and stuff put on them, yeah. What if some politicians decide, well, you know, this isn't... The law states apparently that they can put up the posters and they must take them down. I think it's within 10 days after an election. All the posters have to be down, otherwise they can be fined. What if a politician says, well, with all due respects now to Swinford Tidy Towns or any other Tidy Towns committee for that matter, I'm putting them up because it's not breaking the law?
Well, the only thing we can do really is contact them and ask them to take them down. It happened in the European elections where, you know, there were people that wouldn't know us like the locals would, and a poster or two went up, and we just made contact with the person's office, and within a matter of hours they had them taken down. They're generally very helpful that way. Would
you subscribe to an idea by a listener on Friday, Imelda, which would be that within every town, I mean, you know, there is an onus on all of us to know exactly what candidates are running in our areas so that we can make an informed decision. What about an area within every town where all the posters are just put up in one specific area, whether it's a big wall or whether it's a cul-de-sac somewhere in the town? Would that work?
It would. It would. And I think that's what they do in Westport. I think there are places that they have actually designated
poster areas
on the outskirts of the town.
Yeah.
The posters can go up there.
Would a poster make one iota of difference to you as to how you'd vote?
Not to me personally.
No, nor I. To be honest with you, it would take more than a poster now to decide on whether you'd vote for a person. Okay, so the word loud and clear in Swinford: politicians keep the town free of posters. Now, when we talk about, are you talking just specifically about the environs of the town centre? Within
the speed limits, That's what we did the last time, you know,
Okay.
where the 100-kilometre speed limits are.
I can imagine all the canvassers will be rushing out to the little spots just outside the speed limits.
Oh, I know. That's what happened the last time.
Yeah. Are there any have you seen posters up yourself yet?
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. All right, so...
We have a good bunch of... We have a few very, very, very dedicated volunteers who are out every Saturday morning picking up litter in the town, and there's, you know, we don't need them to have to do any more
than they're doing already.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We actually did a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, a couple of the lads went out with a ladder and they removed the cable ties from all the
poles,
the telephone poles and that around, and they got bags of
cable ties. Yeah, they're horrible.
The politicians aren't the only
culprits
now.
Are we talking businesses as well?
Well, not so much businesses as people put up signs for weddings.
Oh, yes, that's another big...
And they don't take them down.
Mm-hmm. The wind takes them down.
Well, eventually.
Or the Tidy Towns Committee.
Tidy Towns.
Yeah. That's another one.
Yeah.
And it's something that's becoming extremely popular now. You see these little signs, you know, Mary and John's wedding and an arrow going. Yeah.
So, I mean, they've no problem with it, but take them down afterwards. Take them down,
exactly. Kathleen wonders, has any political party ever been fined for not taking down their posters? I have no idea, Kathleen. This one says, how are people going to know who's running if the candidates aren't allowed to put up their posters? The biggest litter at the moment in any town is, wait for it, satellite dishes, and a lot of them are breaking the law. Any comment on that, Imelda?
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, nor I, to be honest.
Satellite dishes.
But obviously one listener thinks...
No, I think the biggest culprit is people leaving bags of rubbish by the side of the bins and the birds pulling them all over the place.
All over the place, yeah. Well, anyway, you're doing great work in Swinford. Fair play, Imelda, to you and your committee.
Thank you very much.
What are you looking for more volunteers?
Oh, we never say no to volunteers.
And when do you go out collecting?
We go out on a Saturday morning.
At what time?
At 11 o'clock.
That's not too bad.
But we meet every Tuesday night in the Gateway Hotel at 7 o'clock. We have a meeting from 7 to 8 every Tuesday night. So anyone that has any ideas, we'd be more than welcome if they'd come along.
And the Saturday pick-up, the point to start to join?
The No Name Club.
At the No Name Club?
Club on Chapel Street.
Okay, and how long would you go out for? A couple of hours every Saturday?
Roughly only around an hour or so.
So you just designate different areas to different people?
Yeah.
And do the council take away the rubbish for free?
They do. They do.
Okay, Sharon Cameron gets good marks there.
She does. All right. Sharon Cameron's very helpful.
She is. She's excellent. Excellent. All right, so if you're in Swinford and you want to help the Tidy Towns Committee, Tuesday evenings, Gateway Hotel, 7 o'clock, or if you'll show up at the No Name Club next Saturday morning with your gloves, well, you'll probably supply the gloves and the high-vis jackets and the pickers, the whole lot, and help keep your town tidy. Imelda, only for people like you, I don't know where we'd be in this country. Volunteerism is alive and well. So thanks for joining us. And politicians, stay out of Swinford with your posters. All right.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Thanks, Tommy.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Lovely lady. Imelda Kelly there in Swinford. Our number, 1850 506000. Mary Jordan, Knox Street, Ballyhonus. We mentioned it's her birthday today. Mary, the neighbours want to wish you the very, very best and a happy birthday to you today on this, the 1st of February. Some of your early calls. Election posters should not be allowed near road junctions as they obstruct the view, which is good. Tom says, whatever about election posters, the government and in general all citizens are saying that we want younger politicians, but the biggest barrier for a young person who is non-party running in the general election is the €500 deposit that's required to get your name on the ballot paper. He believes, says Thomas, that should be changed immediately. We had a call from Christy Highland, and just confirming what Imelda Kelly was saying. Christy is a former councillor down there in Westport, saying that there have been no posters in Westport for a number of years, and they hope that this will continue. By the way, I hope I'm not doing Christy Highland a disservice by saying he was a member. I'm not sure is Christy still on the council or not. Anyway, Christy, either way, thank you for getting in touch and confirming what Imelda was telling us just a few moments ago. Stay with us. 24 minutes past 9 on Midwest. We have a competition today where we could be giving you some home heat.